You gotta be willing to do what it takes.
Alita, run!
It is a harsh world. Into the Future, the dystopian sci-fi movie called Alita, that's out in theaters today, from James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez. All sorts of special effects. Oh, we have to hear what Eli thinks about this. So Friday morning brings our friend Eli. Thanks for coming back. We had breaking news last hour, so an 8 o'clock review. Where do we start with this story?
So this is a much-loved Japanese manga series, also anime, Alita Battle Angel. Set in the far future, Earth has been devastated by this massive battle. What is left of it is this kind of colorful Mad Max mosaic, this city called Iron City. And that's where we find Alita, a cyborg. The brilliant Dr. Dyson Ido, played by Christoph Waltz, finds in the trash, there he is, picking what's left of her up, brings her back to life. And as you can see, Alita has these giant anime eyes as wide as saucer cups. I think that's to help us understand that she's not quite human, but like any girl, she has questions about where did she come from? Why is she there? Now, it's a tale of two cities. You have the postmodern peasants hustling to get by in Iron City, and then above, this shiny metallic paradise, this castle floating in the sky called Zale. Access is controlled by Vector, a crime lord played by Mahershala Ali, who controls the game of Motorball, where cyber killers run around a track chasing a special metallic sphere. All right, there you go. That's your summary.
My brow is furrowed. That is a lot to absorb. Lots of big-name actors' names, lots of effects, plot.
Plot?
Well, no plot. Okay. Well, this. At least let's talk about the effects, because there is obviously a vision here from big names I mentioned, Rodriguez and Cameron.
So James Cameron has been obsessed with this for ages. He was basically waiting for the technology to catch up to his vision of Alita, and then just as it finally matured, he became involved in making even more Avatar films. So he handed it over to Robert Rodriguez, who's worked on the Spy Kids movies and Sin City. And I mean, visually speaking, it is stunning, because what you have is a human performance by Rosa Salazar, and then they're taking that and redrawing her performance on this computer-drawn, cybernetic character. I mean, just the details, the carvings on her skin. I mean, it is stunning, but I do find there is a bit of a blind spot with these sci-fi visionaries. A little thing called the story. I mean, this is like Frankenstein and Astro Boy and Little Orphan Annie all mixed together. But when James Cameron is writing a script, he's a co-writer here, there's no subtext. There's just text. So let me play you an example. This is the doctor explaining why Alita is special.
You are someone very special.
Hey, kid.
Not just a teenage girl.
Hey, what's your problem?
You can't remember.
What do you mean?
Doc found you in the scrapyard. So you must be from up there.
And I'm just an insignificant girl.
Now, you might be just an insignificant girl, but you don't have to actually say out loud that you're an insignificant girl. Now, if the movie was just about Frankengirl 2.0, worrying about her parentage and trying to play murder sport or whatever it is, that would be fine. But there are other characters, specifically her love interest, Hugo, a 25th century street urchin with all the personality of an Old Navy model. Let's take a look.
Does it bother you that I'm not completely human?
You are the most human person I have ever met.
Take a drink of that water.
That's some good emoting and writing there. Now, I know, so no one came to this for the dialogue, right? It's about the action. So we have Alita facing off against these amazing, monstrous, robotic opponents. And so let's take a look at that. The problem is before they battle, they tend to talk. For example, with a guy named Gruishka, who is in the underworld. Maybe he'll tell us about it just before they go to fighting.
Welcome to the underworld. From here, there are worlds above worlds above. It's where I used to live.
And it's where you're going to die.
You kind of knew she was it's where you're going to die. Now, here's the thing, Heather. If you're 10 years old and you've never seen a film before, this might be the most amazing movie ever.
Right.
But for the rest of us who actually like a little ambiguity in our storytelling.
Subtlety, nuance.
Yeah, exactly. Nuance.
Character.
Nuance would be lovely.
Ah.
I'm starving for nuance in this film, and that's why it gets 3 stars out of 5. But very pretty.
Very pretty. It does look like it. Okay, speaking of getting pretty, Dry Cleaner has Eli's tux, and when we see you next, you will be
At the Oscars in Los Angeles.
So we'll speak to you next Friday from LA.
Bright and
at
early.
Oscars Monday morning. Thank you. See you then, and thank you. 3 stars for Alita.